This nice little water feature, Irish music playing. Here's Griffin. I've now ridden all 3 of the dive coasters in the United States, 3 B&M dive coasters. And I did the front row, of course. This one's probably my least favorite of the 3, but it's the only one that actually made the Golden Ticket Awards. It is cool that you go under that, but it is kind of repetitive. You got the 90-degree drop, then the Immelman, and then another steep drop and another Immelman. And a couple turns, and that's it. So, oh yeah, it does kind of do a little splashdown thing. You don't notice that when you're on the ride, but whenever you come back around the corner, you see the mist. I got a little ear boxing on one of these turns here, but I didn't detect any rattle. That's Invader with a capital R. It's actually a pretty good ride. Kind of seems like just a little family wooden coaster, but actually gives some good air time and has a forceful helix in there. So yeah, it might be a family ride, but pretty intense for a family ride, but very smooth because it is a GCI. It's my 4th GCI that I've done. And it is a hybrid. It's got steel supports. I wasn't even paying attention to the supports. Yeah, it is. It's a steel support and a wood track. That's pretty unique. 9 airtime hills. A mixture of floater and ejector, but it's a light ejector. It's not like RMC's ejectors. I just did a peg nest. Has a pretty good invert there. There's one moment where it kind of got a head tap. Not too bad. Invader had a pretty decent line to it, and this was pretty much a walk-on, so I waited for the front row. From the bridge here, you have a pretty good view of Invader. And yes, it is pronounced Invader, not Invader. At least that's how they pronounce it. That's not how they spell it, though. They spell it Invader. There's one of the twists in the second half, the 0G rolls in the second half. Yeah, I think there was an Immelman, a vertical loop, a Cobra roll. I think the Cobra roll is where I got a little head tapping. And then this is the near miss element right through this building. And you go up into this. Go up into this 0G roll. I forget if the last one was a 0G roll or an inline twist. Yeah, from here you can see the whole first half. That's an Immelman, the first inversion. I thought it felt like an Immelman. And then right in front of us is the vertical loop, and then the Cobra roll off in the distance. Actually, from this perspective, I can see it being 197 or 195 feet. I forget if it was 195 or 197, but yeah, because the ground sits lower right through here. So yeah, it might not be as high. It might fall well short of the actual height of Griffin, but Griffin is sitting above a higher ground than Alpengeist. Yeah, it utilizes the terrain to reach that height. Loch Ness Monster, 40th anniversary. It opened in June 1978. It's actually a good ride. A little bumpy in spots, but hey, just hold on, lean your head forward, and no problem at all. It's got the interlocking loops, which are really cool. It's actually a really good drop right at the start there. You come around into the first loop. And then it'll go away for a while. It does looks like a double helix in the tunnel. And it's got to come up the chain lift, the second lift hill, into the second loop.
Are you a YouTuber?
Yeah, from down here you get a good view of Griffin and Alpengeist. And the only interlocking loops left in the world. Here they come. And that's the end of the ride. So any questions as to which section this is? Okay, just rode Grover's Alpine Express, which seemed like it would be a kiddie coaster, but that might have been better than Griffin. It actually was pretty good with a couple of forceful helixes in there. But I'm at 148. That was coaster number 148. Now I got Tempesto and Apollo's Chariot. I'm lining up Apollo's Chariot to be number 150. So I'll do Tempesto first. I've been looking forward to this one too, because I know what to expect from Apollo's Chariot. It's a B&M Hyper. It'll be my, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th B&M Hyper. But this Premier rides Tempesto. I've never done one of these before. There's clones of them all over the place now. I gotta say, this one was kind of disappointing. That's the cool part right there. You're just hanging. That's one of the slowest inversions on a roller coaster. That non-inverting loop. My main problem with it is the so-called comfort collar. That comfort collar is extremely uncomfortable, and it boxes your ears like crazy. I mean, my ears are hurting. I guess that's better than headbanging, but still, it was pretty awful. All right. My 150th roller coaster, Apollo's Chariot. So far, definitely my favorite ride in the park. I only have Verbolten left to do, so yeah, I imagine this one will be my favorite in the park. And it was in the rain, and it's raining again. You know, Griffin was decent. There's just not much to it. Loch Ness Monster was really cool. That's a close second so far. But yeah, this is a great hyper. It doesn't have any rattle that I detected. It's got a lot of nice floating air time. It's not as good as Goliath at Six Flags Over Georgia or Mako for sure, but it's still very good hyper coaster. Definitely not disappointing like Diamondback at Kings Island. Looking across to Verbolten, that's the only one I haven't got yet. Hoping to see a train run here in a minute. And you can look over here to Loch Ness and Griffin. Here comes Nessie. Any minute now, it'll be back.
Check out that silent flight, everybody!
This is a theater where they put on the Celtic Fire. The Abbey Stone Theater. Celtic Fire, definitely the best show, best park show I've ever seen anywhere. I love this Irish section here. This is got to be my favorite section of a park, for any park that I've been to. Used to be a Harry Potter, but I love all things Irish, so this is my new favorite. And this is a cool ride, the virtual reality Battle for Ire. I've done that several times. It hasn't gotten that long of a line, really. It takes a while to go through the whole process. You go through a couple of rooms where they give you instructions and the backstory. And then the ride itself is several minutes long, so. And the virtual reality is really cool. You can look all around and you got different things that you see. It's 360 degrees, so you can look behind you and you'll still see kind of what's behind you in the cartoon images. They always got the Irish music playing. And it's really pretty. This has been, the Busch Gardens, Williamsburg as a whole, has been called the most beautiful park in the world. It keeps winning the award for that, and I can see why. This is easily my favorite section of the park. Seems to be the best, the most well-themed also. There's some flowers here that smell really good too. That's kind of the entrance to it. You got the whole bridge is.
Used to, yeah, they'd be hanging out on the side.